Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, Spence, let's trip out.
I'm afraid not every human is as smurfy as they should be, Sassy.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Yeah, certainly. Here we are.
This pizza pie won't pass. Too many calories. Oh, the rest is okay. Natural light! Get it off me! Get it off me!
I don't know the meaning of the word chip.
Documented Geek Day.
Yo, Burgundy, chew on this.
You'll never cut the mustard, mean winner!
Food fight!
Your history, Private Pizza. Pow! And your lunch. Combat curtain. Fire!
What's going on?
Joy Slam is food again, Mom.
Food fighters, figures in combat carton eat sold separately. Toys do not walk and talk.
Charms Blow Pop, take one. Action. Fruit flavored candy on the outside.
Say it. Bubblegum on the inside. Fabulous. That's a Blow Pop. That's a Blow Pop.
Fruit charm.
Now flavors.
Cherry. Grape. Strawberry.
Sour apple.
Watermelon. Ta-da! That's a Blow Pop. That's a Blow Pop.
Save from Charms.
What?
Cut.
This should have already been recorded.
All right.
Hey!
All right. Yep, there we go. Back to the end, we're already in the middle of a conversation, so we're just going to kick this right the fuck on over to Heather.
Okay, yeah.
Streaming.
No, I was saying that the streaming business has really fucked us because, you know, there's so many great like films that we want to go back to from way back. And I mean, not even like way back, like even to the 90s that we don't have access to. Because if it's not on a streaming service, how are you going to get it? And then if you're like, screw it, I'll just buy it. Chances are it's like, are you going to find it on Amazon or not? How obscure is that film? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's that wall is really going to come in handy because the amount of things that are probably on that wall that you can't stream is
having nothing to do with anything, more or less just a question. Cabin Fever 2, did you guys ever watch that?
The second one, I don't know.
It was not, all right, so clearly it had nothing to do with Eli Roth. I mean, there was no, it had some of the same actors, and I think Eli Roth might have had like a writer's cred on it, but he didn't actually write it. It was just to do something. The rest of it was all just
Wasn't
pushing it.
Ty West like originally a director and then he dropped out?
Yeah, there was a whole thing about it. That's what's crazy is if you actually watch the second one, I actually liked it, but then again, I like some really terrible sequels.
Yeah.
So the things about the sequel, there were multiple versions of it released, and the PSN network, PlayStation Network, right, had an exclusive right to get it. And I had a PS3 at the time, and I was like, well, fuck it, I got some spare money, and I want to see it, so I got it. It was the most graphic fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It had some horrible shit in it, and I've never found that version since. It doesn't exist. I still have a PSN fucking profile somewhere. Can't get to it anymore, but I'm imagining I still have it.
It's just on the hard drive at this point, whether you have access to it or not. Yeah.
There was some disgusting, like it was the craziest shit. This has nothing.
I'm writing that down. Cabin Fever 2.
You know, randomly thought about it. You were saying streaming. Sorry.
No, I'm going to add that to the. I mean, that's a perfect example, though. Is that you're like, I saw it and then I never saw it. Like it was nowhere ever again.
I even bought it. Like I bought the unrated fucking version and it's in the library, Craig. You could watch it right now, and there are so many scenes missing that were just fucking horrible, like shit that just was uncomfortable to watch, and like it in a weird kind of way for a fucking splatterhouse kind of movie, it elevated it. It made it something different because it was so fucking graphic, and like clearly they knew what they were playing with when they were making the movie. So weirdly enough, for a sequel, the fact that it was all the studio and nobody else wanted to attach a name to it, they still knew what they were doing. They filmed some scenes.
But like in the way that Saw kind of shocked us with that, like the Saw movie shocked us with that gore. Is it like on that kind of wavelength?
I think it's more of a stupid gore, but it's gorier. It's gorier than Saw. And Saw is more because I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember there was a scene in the bathroom.
Yeah,
and that was
now I do remember it.
Stupid fucking gory.
Cabin Fever 2. Yeah. They went into the whole teenage. What would you call it? The I guess what am I looking about? Urban legend of the girl giving birth at a prom.
Yeah.
Except they actually did it, and
Dumpster
it was
baby.
graphic and fucking horrible. It was horrible.
Oh wow.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they knew their audience. They knew what they were doing. I mean, there was a part where one of the main characters literally, not to get, I apologize for this, but it's the best way I know how to put it. It's a quick cutaway, but it is him looking down his pants and seeing just pus flooding everywhere.
Yes.
And then, like, about
I remember
30 minutes later,
now I remember
talking to his best friend, and he's like, "Have you seen my dick? Where's my dick?" Like, it is the silliest fucking thing, but it was also a heartfelt moment that they put in there. Like, it was weird.
It's always heartfelt when you lose your dick.
Have you seen my dick?
Did Bigfoot take it?
Bigfoot does collect dicks. I did get that on good
It's nuts to see a character arc in like a movie like that. You're like,
that's the fucked up part. It kind of was. That's the worst part. It's sort of like his overall thing.
Yeah.
Ended up giving his slushy little life to save his friend at the end.
So has anyone,
that's the best way.
Since we're talking about bad movies, has anyone ever heard of The Return of the Cockface Killer?
Well, I have heard of it now, but I'm intrigued.
C-O-C-K.
Okay.
With our cock.
Nope.
I just wanted you to say it again.
Have I not said cock to you before this week? I'm shocked.
No.
You're next afterwards.
I'm okay with that. All right.
Is this a legitimate movie? Like, what is this?
I ended up in New Orleans. That's where all good stories start. But I was doing a convention for a charity, and the vendor table I was sitting next to, we were talking, and he was like, "I've got some whiskey. You want some?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not supposed to drink because I'm vending for this children's charity." So an hour later, I was drinking with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a movie director. I directed the movie Gorgasm." I'm like, "Oh, that's freaking awesome, man." He's like, "I'll give you a copy. Your local, come around movie." Gorgasm home, and I watched it. And there's one thing in movies that I absolutely cannot stand. I mean, really, it's like, and that is poop eating.
Yeah, coprophilia.
I take it. And there's a scene where the dude goes up to a glory hole in a bathroom, and he's down there waiting for his pleasure to come through the hole. And on the other side, this transvestite poops through the hole, and it's presented in glorious detail. And I'm sitting there about to throw up, and I'm like, I'm not being in this fucking movie.
If that's the shit you're going to ask me to do, no way.
I drank with this guy.
I thought that there was only one thing that I could not handle in movies until you said that. I mean, I don't know that it's real. Like, I don't know. But when I was little, there was like, here at least, where I live in Virginia, there was something called the Surgery Channel. Okay, so you could at any point flip the channel and there's some kind of surgery being done, right? And I can't watch that because I know it's real.
Oh, that's true.
But I can watch the most heinous shit happen on screen.
I am
and
the
it doesn't
exact same way. I tell that to my wife all the time.
But I do not like it when animals are hurt for no reason.
I don't like animals getting hurt.
I can't. It's like, why was that? Someone kicks the dog. I'm like, why is that necessary? It just fills me with rage. So now I'll just add poop eating to the
Interestingly enough, you
I
brought up the
apologize.
animals thing. Did y'all? I read a random factoid today. I mean, you're just scrolling Facebook or Instagram or fucking anything really, and you'll just come across the random factoids about things. Kane Hodder, and I feel like I'd read this many years ago. The thing about the dog, he was a dog in the 6th part or the 7th part.
Yeah.
And he said no because Jason's not that evil.
Yeah.
Like that's
it's not that bad. Yeah, exactly.
I saw that just the other day on Facebook. It's popping up, making the round.
Random factoid, but it's a one that, I mean, what's fucked up is I agree. I'm not like the Friday the 13th fan. I do love it. Like it holds a special place in my heart, but it's not like a thing that I think about when I think of great movies. But there is like literally, I saw it. I was like, yeah. I had to sit there for 20 minutes and think about why I thought that.
But he's
fucking Kane Hodder. Why the fuck is he correct about that? He's right.
He's never really hurt kids either, though. If I miss something in one, it's always been at least teenagers, which we all
want to kill teenagers half the time. So
God! Absolutely, Jesus Christ! Yeah, seriously. No, he wasn't doing anything wrong, and neither was the original incarnation of Freddy.
Yeah.
Remake version was. We talked.
So bold.
No, it wasn't Jackie Earl Haley. Jackie Earl.
Yeah, I love him.
Incredible. Robert Englund. We've talked England wrong with the remake, and he was right. It's because he is already such a character. Was there a reason to make him a rapist?
Yeah. I agree.
Like there was no need to fucking throw that in there.
Necessary.
He was already horrible.
And the way,
make it
the way they played him, and again, it's not on Jackie. It's the way the character was written, because you come off and you feel sympathetic for him, and then you find out he's accused of rapist.
I have to stop you. It wasn't just a rapist. Child rapist.
Yeah, child rapist. So
very different.
Special room.
My first opinion of it was, okay, he was accused of this, murdered, killed. Now he's back for his vengeance because he was innocent. Then you find out, holy fuck, he wasn't innocent.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to do a twist. Like they were trying to do some type of M. Night Shyamalan style twist in there where it's like they were remaking the character, so except for this time, he really wasn't the Springfield slasher, and he really was like unjustly murdered. So that's why there was rage and whatnot. And then they were like, no, just kidding, he's a child rapist. Like that's so fucking unnecessary.
Yeah,
I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Like even the newer movie Blink Twice that Zoe Kravitz directed. I think
not seen it yet. Not seen it yet. I've been waiting.
You haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so not to like throw a spoiler in or anything, but like there is an entire scene that as a woman is really difficult to watch, and the movie, like they made their point. I don't feel like that scene was super necessary. It really just drove it home for you in a way. And then I was thinking, but this is like, a woman wrote and directed this movie, so there's a reason for it. So I read over this film for days trying to think about like how can I make myself okay with that. Not that it really bothered me, but I just couldn't figure out why that was the creative choice that was made. That's what I couldn't get off of,
If there was no hyperbole there, like if you're adamant, like if it was literally days that you were thinking about, then
that's what they want, though. That's probably
that was the point. That had to be the point, right? Yeah. Either that or you'd have to argue that they were that clueless and didn't know. Because there are movies that are like shock for shock value, like
no, there was a reason for everything in this one. Lars
von Trier gets a lot of credit.
Yeah,
as this great auteur and wonderful director. I fucking can't stand him. It's a personal thing, and it's not all of his movies. It's like The House That Jack Built. I think is a piece of shit.
I won't watch it.
Oh,
yes.
And added to that though, Antichrist. Like so many people talk about it, it's the greatest fucking movie that was ever made, and it was so intelligent and thoughtful. It's crap. It's crap. Even he came out later and he's like, my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was mad at women. There was this whole fucking movie that people were talking about like it was just the most wonderful thing. It was terrible. It was shock for shock value.
I like Antichrist. It's also one of the most boring I've ever sat through and watched. It's almost impossible.
That was it too.
It's almost impossible to sit through it, but the scenes of violence were so extreme. I think it just knocked the fuck out of me. And Chaos Web. And
right. That moment, that was fun. Yes. It made me expect more than what. And it finally came from it. It's like, yeah, it's brutal and it's a fucking horrible thing to imagine. But like, you were fucking 13 years old. I guarantee you thought of something horrible like that. Like, wouldn't it be terrible to see this in a movie?
There are two things. There are two things I remember from that movie: the Fox scene, and there was a commentary which they said they had a really, really hard time censoring because Willem Dafoe's dick was so large,
so huge. They had to get a stand-in. They had to get a stunt cock to be smaller.
Yes, just to hide it.
I love that.
And Willem, by the way, they had the same issue with him when he was on the Passion of the, or not the Passion of the Christ, but on.
I really don't want to see him holding his dick out in Passion of the.
No, it's not. He was in.
Peter, look at this.
Not the Passion of the Christ. In, what is the Jesus Christ Superstar? No. Fucking hell! There's a movie he was in the fucking late 70s, and where he played Jesus, and he is literally on a cross towards the end of it. And the entire thing was meant to be this whole build-up 70s psychedelia.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The Last Temptation.
That's it. Okay. Yes. There was a dude on set who got hired specifically to keep covering his junk. That's all he was on. Like, he was suspended on the cross, and he had no way to stop it. He was supposed to keep his legs in such a manner as to stop it, but that wasn't, like, after an hour, that's not going to fucking do anything for you.
He was an anti-fluffer.
Guy. No, they were funny. They're like, if you see anything, just don't cover it up. So, like, his whole job was just to run by in the middle of the scene and be like, whoop, and run back by and be like, no.
Can you imagine explaining like what you do for work though? You're like, yeah, for the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be covering Willem Dafoe.
The IRS is asking what you did to make your money.
Oh,
I fucking covered Willem Dafoe's junk,
right?
Man. You know, it's fucked up. There's probably other people that claimed it too.
It's so bizarre enough that like it's almost like I would want to be able to tell that story. That's not even remotely embarrassing. Like that's actually a pretty dope story.
Hopefully he was in the unemployment office the same time as the guy who played Bigfoot. It was like, I cover dicks, I rip them off, huh?
Right?
I wish that thing was still in your camera frame.
They just go meet up at the dick handling convention.
Dick handling convention. Okay. I think I'll pass on that one.
I'm so mature. Yeah.
This is why I love you so much.
My parts.
In your parts.
Where did that drink come from? Jason just has like a drink out of nowhere.
That's Jason.
If I wanted to spin my computer, you would actually see what amounts to like a full bar.
Oh, there's a full bar over there.
Not really. It's a bottle of Evan Williams and some fucking lemonade shit.
Same day.
But yeah, no. For me, it is. This is if the idea behind the Geek Den was basically to take the place during COVID of the back alley conversations in between sets at a shitty dive bar. That's what this was meant for.
Okay.
Just to talk to the people you'd otherwise get to see out in the public.
Yeah.
And then it turned into this.
It didn't really change. It more focused. It zeroes in a little bit more. There's definitely more horror-related stuff.
Yeah.
It really has to do more with the taste of the individuals involved in it. But in all honesty, this was literally like we could be drinking trunk beers outside of a shitty fucking club, listening to a local band going on before a fucking traveling attraction.
Yeah.
That's basically what this is.
And just still having the same exact conversation you'd be having right now.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Except there would probably be more people begging for cigarettes and shit.
Let me bump one. You got a light?
Yeah, no, exactly that. Who took my lighter? It's right there. Oh, yeah, it is.
We are one of a kind.
90% of my first several years convention appearances, not so much meeting the guests, but it was like sitting in the lobby, drinking and talking shit.
Yeah.
And doing the time warp and falling down. And where we started, and this was with the horror fans. It was before Scares That Cares. We started the Drink This Award. And it was the award given to the most embarrassing drunk.
Oh, fuck. Is it still going on?
What's something you want to win?
Well, we actually started giving an award away to the. I won one year, and I cannot remember what I did. Strange, honestly, I cannot remember what I did that year.
Go big, go home, or do both. Either one's fine.
I know I ended up passed out in the hotel hallway because I could drink Romanian homebrew plum brandy. And it was like so fucking strong. I was already drunk when I started drinking it, and I drank a bottle. And
now I'm excited. Romanian.
I was they carried me to the other hotel, and I left my key in the other hotel, so they just left me lying in the hallway where security found me and wanted to send me. They wanted to call 911, and my friends talked them out of it. And that was when I quit drinking for the first time.
First time?
Yeah.
It's a lifelong commitment. You will fall off the wagon. It's good to plan falling off the wagon, too.
Well, I drink very little. This
was just so falling off.
So, like, at least once a year, pick a month that you know you haven't got shit going and be like, that's if it happens, that's the time it happens. I should go ahead and order on Amazon.
What is it? A self-aware alcoholic. I'm here.
No, I mean, you know what's fucked up? Okay, so if you, bearing in mind, by the way, I'm not, if anybody is getting sober, if anybody wants to get sober, I am 100% behind that shit. Like, if it's your thing, if you feel like it's going to make your life better and you have a situation where that is the only way out and that's where you've gotten to, then fuck yeah, man, go for it. I am so proud of you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree.
But just throwing it out there, the 12-step programs have it built in that you're going to fall off. Like, even the 12-step programs, the people that are adamant about doing it are like, by the way, conclusive, you will fall off. Expect to fall off. You will fall off the wagon and then you get back on. It is encouraging because like one day or 1 week, I can break every day. Years.
If you get wrapped up in it and like I'm never going to drink again, then you mess up and you have that one drink, then your whole life is ruined. Then you're like, oh my God, I've fallen off the wagon. But if you just say I'm not going to drink again, but I'm going to have a drink every once in a while, and that's kind of where I'm at.
You just you can't spiral after that first drink.
No,
you cannot spiral if you're chronically hanging near the funnel.
Yeah.
This is quiet all the time.
I've never really been much of a drinker. I'm really like, I'll have a drink socially, or I've got a ton of social anxiety, so I'll have one or two drinks just to bring me to like everyone else's baseline.
The most comfortable social lubricant on the planet.
I talk about liquid courage. It's true.
I will fix you of that. Don't worry.
Well, if you have the, I mean, there are multiple different brain altering substances that one can consume when going to hang out with a whole shitload of people you've never met before. And the fact of the matter is, there's only one that makes you more outgoing.
True.
It might make you stupider, but it's going to make you more outgoing.
Only one?
I'm sorry, there's two, except for unless you have a really, really bad reaction with it.
Yeah, I would say like acid and shrooms.
Oh yeah, no, acid. Yeah, you could fucking party on acid. You can party shrooms.
That's
too.
a good
The problem is
drug.
if nobody else is partying with you, then it just comes across as some dude fucking losing his mind.
You can
Let's take the
party
dogs for a walk.
That's when you wander around asking people about their parts. It's not cool.
I think I've had like 3 drinks since I got back from Germany, because I just don't drink a whole lot, because I used to like literally get drunk, and it didn't matter where I was. I could be with friends. I could be at home alone and get drunk as fuck and then be hungover for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And it's just not fun.
Days?
No.
No,
I can't sign up for that. I know how terrible it's going to make me feel. I know how shitty I'm going to feel tomorrow.
That's what stopped me. It's not worth it. And I had
pretty much like
I had drank all day. I drank all day on Friday, and I had to be at work Monday night. And I came in Monday night just with like a bottle of water and a bag of crackers, and that's all I could eat still. And I was still hurling like constantly.
Right, but it was comfortable. It was a massaging hurl. And that's the important part. It's comfortable coming back out. By the way, should you decide that you're going to get really shit-faced, just go and do Jaeger, or for that matter, do Fireball. Because at least when you're throwing up, it freshens your breath.
I guess. True. Fireball just smells like college to me.
Oh, no, it feels like college.
But like some of the hand
sanitizers
sure about anything? At like the like pharmacies, like you go to CVS and then you're checking out, you're using hand sanitizer, and you start using it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, it smells like college.
Yeah,
that's me with vanilla vodka. Oh god.
Oh,
And
wow.
Mike's Hard Lemonade. Mike's Hard Lemonade and vanilla vodka.
Mike's Hard Lemonade, I feel like, was the follow up to fucking Four Loko. Which Four Loko, by the way, owes everybody an apology.
There's a whole generation of people that will never know what like house parties with Four Lokos was like.
And the entire place smelled like the Kool-Aid Man's shack.
Or like the Jungle Juice trash can in the refrigerator. You take everything out of the fridge, all the shelves, and there's just a big trash can with a ladle.
If you were in an environment, someone broke out the Coleman cooler with the fucking the little depressor on the end of it, and they were like, "It's got fruit in it."
Yeah, until the fruit starts jamming up the hole where you need like everything to come out, right?
That's the whole thing. Like, I'm getting fiber and fucking golden grain. That's all you've just given. You gave me fiber and golden grain. Tomorrow's going to be a nightmare for whatever bathroom I'm in.
I'm getting my daily fruit intake. Leave me alone.
It's got vitamin C. Yeah, but that's like brain death. Like, you brought brain death to the fucking group.
Did anyone else do Tucker Max, or is that something we just made up?
Tucker Max?
Yeah, you know people who drink a lot of it. We drink a lot of it. It's basically Everclear, Gatorade, and Red Bull.
Oh my god. That sounds like a Four Loko. It's a homebrew Four Loko.
That is 100% the idea was the electrolytes will get you drunk quicker. Because your absorb it faster.
Yeah. And there was
remember before Four Loko there was Sparks?
Oh yeah. Sparks. Sparks malt liquor. Get energized when you don't know where you're at.
Yeah, they ended up to a lot of bad nights, and that's why I don't drink too much anymore.
Dude, I was a server time. I had like one of my other servers. He was like this 40-year-old dude when I was like 20 something. Fucking chugged Sparks on his brain. He worked doubles every day. Show up on a shitload of Xenadrine, and then during his fucking lunch break, he would hit the gas station with whatever he made from the shitty morning shift, buy a fuck ton of Sparks, just chug them. Drive around in the parking lot. It was a relatively large parking lot. Just drive around in the parking lot in his truck, just fucking chugging Sparks. Come back in not knowing where the fuck he was at. That dude would leave with more money. So much money. I don't even understand how he fucking did it, but he did. Like, he didn't even have more tables than the rest of us. He left with better tips. Also, I think he's dead now.
Oh, wow.
Pretty sure he's dead now. I'm not positive.
He got more tips, but you won. There you go.
No.
It's all the Sparks. That's what did it to him.
I mean, seriously, like, he'd come back, he'd be in a great fucking mood and, like, would not know what the hell was going on. And what's fucked up, though, is he never screwed up an order. He was the only person in the kitchen did not get angry at.
I just want to clear the air. This is how our shows go. Like, you
fuck,
never know what's going to come up.
We were supposed to, have we?
No.
This is the problem I had with my podcast is I tried to be serious.
Yeah.
And it was like usually ended up being so boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say the best thing I ever did with my podcast, I recorded a whole podcast with an actress. It was like an hour, maybe, interviews. And for some reason, the recording of her voice did not work. I only had my voice. Or no, I only had her voice. No. I only had her voice. I did not have mine. And I had to go back and re-record my entire thing simply based on her reaction.
You know what, though? It would have been so much better if you had to go in and, like, re-record everything for her. So, like, you're like, I know what she was saying, but you're like...
After I got naked in the movie, I jumped on Bob.
Right, but it's just her mouth moving, and it's so obviously like a different voice. That would have been
have it move like South Park, just like
voice,
flapping.
Part of our artistic like that was the idea, man. Actually, go back and find whatever episode it was and do it. Please do it. Dub her out, put yourself back in.
I've got to find the
Bigfoot statue.
I literally the best thing I ever did podcasting. I did an interview with Satan. The entire interview was me, and I pitch altered my voice into this deep voice.
That's awesome.
And I went in and I asked the questions. I took viewer mail and calls and all this shit. And it was only my voice.
That's great.
And I even performed Sympathy for the Devil at the end in the Satan voice, which I basically just took an audio version of Sympathy of the Devil and altered the pitch on it. But
could have done the entire thing with the beat behind it and just kept yelling at the drummer for fucking playing the way he was playing. No, you're better than this.
You're better than this.
I used to have some skill and desire to do things. Now it's just like, eh.
Oh, no, that's right. That happened. I feel like that happens. Generally speaking, I feel like it sets in somewhere around 20, right? Like the first time that feeling, the whole like I just don't fucking want to. Around 20, right?
So much now.
Pervasively gets stronger as you age, right? I mean, I'm fucking 45 now, about to be 46 years old. I swear to God, my give a fuck is gone. I know it's still there somewhere. It has to be, or else I wouldn't be here now. But
comes and goes.
That's the thing. No, exactly that. I have moments where I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, this is the day. I'm going to go sit down and do a bunch of shit. And then I have other days where I'm like, eh.
I went to a festival one time, and I went to the festival just to see Everclear. And I sat there like half the day with friends and stuff like, yeah, I'm going home. It's like, why? You want? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home. It's like, and someone said something, I'm like, look, I'm an adult. I can go home when I want to.
Yeah.
I went home.
That's why you should have just done the Irish goodbye. That's why the Irish goodbye is forever my favorite.
What is the Irish?
You tell one person so that if anyone starts to worry about your safety, like somebody knows.
Find the one person you know is going to stay.
Yeah.
Huh?
One person you know is going to be there. And it's like, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and head out.
I had someone argue with me the other day. They're like, then that's not a true Irish goodbye. And I was like, okay, let me explain something to you. I'm all of 5 feet tall. I'm 108 pounds. If I disappear, and plus my personality, my people know, if I've disappeared, it's either, fuck, Heather went on an adventure, somebody's got to find her. or, you know, I've dipped out. So I have to let like somebody know, like for my safety, just as like a very small, petite female going out like to my car at night or whatever, you know, if it's at a bar. So I let someone know. And then if anyone's like, where's Heather? Then they can tell them. But I'm not going to spend 20 minutes saying goodbye to all of these. No, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
I do a goodbye. I just look at everybody and I just go, yo. Everybody turns and looks at me. I just go, bye.
No, that's the double guns is the best.
I'm gone.
I just always wander off and no one really cares that I'm gone. So
that's not true.
You could also, like, you could go bigger, though. Depending upon the situation, you could do a big high five. If you get a very loud and noticeable high five and then you exit, that's understood by everybody in the environment that you are no longer part of it.
I think that's a man thing.
True.
No, it works for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, you can be a little chick and you can run and find a guy who's going to fucking clap back and just fucking do it. And everybody there is going to go, that was fucking weird, but at the same time, they're not here anymore.
If I did that, people would turn and people would be like, is she trying to hurt that man?
Is she trying to hurt that? Like, you just described
a loud smack noise comes out. I'm telling. See, but you guys don't know me like that well. You know what I'm saying? So I have this.
No, that's fair. And
one of my nicknames is Gary because I participate. I do improv at a local improv theater here in Norfolk called Push Comedy Theater, and I've had some friends bestow upon me a new nickname, so they call me Gary because it's a mashup of the words that I'm half gremlin and I'm half fairy.
Oh, I like that.
And here I was thinking auto worker. I was super excited that was going to wrap back around to something like an Oldsmobile employee.
My mind went right back to the penis.
Sometimes people take for granted about the best things ever planted, but they should be enchanted, should appreciate their trees.
Trees, colonies, Arbor Day Foundation spreads the word across the nation about trees.
Trees are terrific.
Let's have breakfast at the Dinosaur Diner.
Nothing is finer than breakfast at the Dinosaur Diner. Dinosaurs, tiny dinosaurs like you never saw before. Fruity dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are a big part of this nutritious breakfast.
4 more balls.
Good coming up.
Nothing is finer than breakfast at the Dinosaur Diner. Dinosaurs.
No dinosaur cereal.
Okay. By the way,
I have a question because because I like to know people's opinions. Have you guys seen the new Wolfman movie?
I have not.
No, I haven't seen. I'm waiting
want to.
Why are you waiting?
We're talking about the one where they go out the family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I've seen previews. I have seen the description. I've been super stoked for it. but I have not watched it yet.
I did go see it in theaters, and I have to say, so the whole thing takes place over one night. And I've heard people complaining. They're like, that's not what I want. That's not. He didn't turn into a werewolf. And I said, the movie is called Wolf Man.
Yeah, it's like it's a modern update to the classic.
It's not that he's turning into a werewolf. It's like, yeah, he's half, but the slow transition into him becoming like half wolf, it was, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. The cinematography was wonderful. I love the way it was shot.
They turned it into sort of a slow burn build? Did they turn it into like a slow burn kind of build?
Kind of, but there's enough happening that it doesn't feel too much like a slow burn though, because you're still cutting back to like his wife and kid, and then you're cutting to him. But I really, really enjoyed it.
I had, and this is part of my personality. Like, I didn't hate the movie, and I was watching through it. I'm like, that's okay. You know, it's not the original. It's not. There was one thing that happened that pissed the fuck out of me, and it's so tiny. But there was a scene where the family is barricading themselves inside of the barn, and Julia Duffy, is that her name?
Julie Garner.
Julia Garner, yeah. She puts the barricade on the door. She turns around, puts both of her hands in her back pocket, and goes, and I'm like, what? What the fuck? Who does that when there's a wolf man after you?
No, that's a bad call. Whoever directed that was like, yeah, that's the fucking keeper.
Yeah, they're like, that scene. That's the one.
This is a moment where everybody's supposed to be terrified. There's an entire fucking family here, and you like were sad because your message didn't get passed in class. That's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah. There's one thing I will say about the movie. I don't know if anyone else that watched it, if they noticed this too, but I was like, her reactions didn't, like I said, I love the cinematography. I love that. And I love the special effects, but like, you would think that there would be bigger reactions from someone watching this happen to like their husband.
I think
we're not calling you. Yeah, we're not calling you a bad actress, fucking ass grabber. We're just saying, what the fuck.
Yeah, I think she's an incredible actress. I think that she's got great range between like Ozark and Inventing Anna.
Oh, fuck me, that's the chick from Ozark. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know shit about fuck Marty. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And her. Okay.
Well, have you seen We Are What We Are?
Fucking character actress.
She's great.
Character actress, dude. She's got that is her range, though.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I am in no way want to say that she cannot do better. She could do more. But Ozark was fucking wonderful, and she was awesome in it.
Yeah. I'm actually rerunning that series with my best friend right now.
Yeah, no, I've gone through it fucking 2 times. It's a fucking great show.
I have to really, really love a series to watch it a second. I'm not one of those people that has like their comfort show that they play over and over.
I haven't done Breaking Bad
like that.
Breaking Bad, like, it was a fucking great, like, and I only bring it up because Ozark, obviously, there's the comparison. Yeah. Breaking Bad, I have not watched again. I'm trying to give it at least like 15 years. I want 15 years so I can forget.
You want to forget all of it so that you can like reverse yourself. Yeah.
So I can be like, I remember this part. I didn't remember it. You know what I mean? Like, that's an exciting fucking moment. Ozark, I've already watched a couple of times. It's a good fucking show. She was great in it too.
If you haven't seen it, We Are What We Are, I believe is the name of it, and Julie Garner's in it. And she's like,
We Are What We Are. So the one about the cannibals, right?
Yes.
Spanish remake, or it was a Spanish movie originally.
Remade into English.
Great fucking movie. Wonderful movie.
Yes.
Oh shit, she was.
She was. First time I seen her.
Well, now I feel bad about the comment concerning her being a character. No, actually, I don't, because that's still some redneck shit.
Yeah.
No. I stand with it. I'm going to stick to my fucking statement.
They were kind of an Appalachian, poor dirt trash family that just happened to be
very much. Don't get me wrong, she was great in it. Like, it was a good remake too. Like, even the original version, which I'm not a big subtitles person. I don't hate subtitles, by the way. I will deal with subtitles. I would just prefer dubbed or just a remake.
Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, I would. But both versions, We Are What We Are, and the other one,
I don't know the original.
I think it's We Are What We Are. It's just
I think so, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Like We Are What We Are. They're both great movies. The English version was fucking wonderful, and she was wonderful in it. She was great in it. But it's still she is literally playing kind of the same character in a weird sort of way, just with a dad that's angry and wants to eat people.
All right, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out too. I've got like three new movies on my list for tonight.
There's a
Bigfoot snatching dicks, like
please, for the love of
Julia
God,
Garner
Bigfoot
movie.
statue back up here. By the way, if anybody comes across this show later, they're going to wonder why I've referred to that like 3 times. Please put the Bigfoot statue back in the camera one time, just one time.
Oh, I forgot.
Because now we're recording. Put him back in there for fuck's sake.
You just hold him like this the whole time.
And there's his little dick in his hand, if you can see it.
Give him a home.
A little higher, lower at an angle, with a smile.
There's his head. There's his face.
There it is. That's it. Jesus Christ Almighty!
Get that severed dick in focus.
There's a dick, Headless, just for you.
Oh, and it's circumcised.
That's a fake beard. Nobody's happy with it. Just turned out.
You know that was when they were creating that doll. You know that was a creative choice. Someone had to say they were like, "Well, is it circumcised or not? Like, which way do we go?"
Somebody had to have been like, whenever they were thinking about, they were like, how do you make this look the most penisy?
Well,
right.
When you're watching
the end.
when you're watching the movie, you'll know when it's coming, and
no pun intended.
It's God damn you, Heather!
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm so mature.
Talking about dicks.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
Let me give you the dick info.
Info, if you will.
The guy drives up on a motorbike, and he stops his motorbike in the where, and he gets off, and he walks over. He walks over to the bush, zips his pants. I think he see his dick hanging or two, and suddenly the bush, the bush comes open. Here's Big kneeling in the bush. He grabs his dick, and the guy goes around and wanders over with his hand between his legs and blood spurting out and dies.
There's a brief flash.
You want to live after that? I mean, come on.
A big flash. Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
who wanted to live? Even Bigfoot was.
Put me down.
It is the most. It is the most brutal Bigfoot movie I have ever seen in my fucking life, and I've watched most Bigfoot movies.
Did y'all ever see Demon Wind?
Yeah.
Demon Wind. Craig, I know you've seen it. We've discussed Demon Wind.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, all right. The fucking Evil Dead ripoff, essentially. That was the idea behind it, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like, here's another movie. If you really watch it, my suggestion would be to get high running into it because you're going to laugh a lot anyways. You might as well fucking.
I'm high before I watch everything. So
no, that's the way to do this.
Me too.
You're just high.
I feel like the Bigfoot movie you're describing, like the guys that did Demon Wind had to have seen that and been like, you know what? We can apply that to fucking. We can do it. We can
a light bulb went off for them.
No, seriously, they were just waiting their whole lives to be like, this is the cheesiest shit we can throw in a fucking movie.
Right?
3-foot bush with.
It was on. It was on Amazon Prime. I think that's the first place, and it was so fucking horrible. It was the distortion, all this shit, and I somehow managed to sit through it because when it gets to the violence, it's just unfucking godly. And Bigfoot ends up, he's raped this country girl, and she's had a baby.
Yeah, no, that's new. What?
She had a little Bigfoot baby that her religious father kills the baby. It's been a while since I've seen it. And there's a devil cult that worships Bigfoot in the woods.
Okay. And they worship him.
This is what happens when people don't get good coke. That's what
happens when you drink too much.
This is a shitload of producers with not good coke. They had just the right amount of coke to be coked up and not the right amount of coke to be fucking high.
But if the dick ripping scene isn't enough, and I'm giving away the whole movie, I understand I'm ruining all the magic.
No. You're not ruining anything. This has been the best part of the night.
Yeah.
Cheerleaders was lost.
Of course.
Because that's where they end up.
That's where they go. Okay. That is where they go.
But the cheerleaders both have knives to protect themselves.
Yep, they would.
So they hear Bigfoot, they pull their knives out. Bigfoot comes up behind them, grabs their arms, and makes them stab each other. to death.
See, I'm the
That's
kind of
fantastic.
person though. If I'm watching a movie, like
I accept.
I'll be like, okay, but where did the knife? I know that horror movies are not meant to seem most of the time meant to seem realistic.
No,
But at the same time, it's like, okay, so this chick, they get whatever, their car breaks down, they end up lost in the woods. She just had 2 knives in her car for just in case. Like, where'd the knives come from? Where did So like
Radio Shack, they don't sell those. But
and then that will drive me. Like I was talking about the movie earlier that like really sat with me. Blink Twice. It sat with 3 days. I was just ruminating on that. This did the same thing. Like with Rage. Like why?
There's
no reason.
Like I haven't seen it yet. It's in my queue. I've not watched it yet. I think I know like the scene that you.
Mm-hmm. It's towards the end.
There are multiple different movies that have done it and done it, I would say well, if not horribly. Like the same thing with you when you're done watching it, you feel gross afterwards, kind of a thing. If you had like Gaspar Noir, the Irreversible.
Yeah.
Irreversible.
Yeah.
That movie hurts. Like, I mean, it hurts. It hurts to fucking watch that opening scene and then the rest of it. It's fucking horrible. I'm not sure that it's exactly the same. That's my assumption that it's in along the same thing.
Yeah.
Blink Twice gave a real big Diddy vibe.
Oh, shit. So it's like just straight up like abusive and nasty.
Like they're having drinks and this, and like you start to think like slowly, like are they giving them something that's then making them forget things that are happening to them, and then the next day they're like, oh, well, let's drink some more. It's like,
Josh Hartnett, right? Josh Hartnett.
Huh?
Josh Hartnett, right?
No, Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. That's right. Oh,
well, there are a few other familiar faces in it too. I can't place them right now though.
Oh shit!
It was a while ago.
I was thinking it was Josh Hartnett this whole time.
No. I know he made his comeback with Trap, which don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh my god, what was with his character the whole time?
Oh, that's not. Fuck you, Shyamalan.
It was almost like a pedantic version of like that type of dad. Do you know what I'm saying? It was just
a good idea that was done fucking with a guy who was expecting people to expect him to do it, and that's how it turned out.
Yeah, I really, that movie pissed me. That was one where I was like, I'm never gonna get that hour and a half back of my life. That was one of the movies.
It had potential.
Yeah, it really did.
Movie called Bad Meat, right? I made Craig watch this because
I remember that. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's like the fucked up part about the movie is when it's got the guy that played Lucifer from Supernatural. I forgot his name.
I forget.
He's one of those guys. It's the face.
He's one of those
you never know the name. Yeah.
It wasn't the guy that was always in the suit, was it? Not Castiel.
Supernatural, the guy that actually played Satan. Sort of a redheaded dude. His whole thing was that he was just a twat. Like that was his whole purpose.
Redheaded. I love the series, but it was a little
stupid after season 5. It got dumb.
And a little predictable. I've been able to predict the endings of movies since I was like 6 years old. So
which also makes sense because you expect something. But the point of the Bad Meat was a movie that started out with this. I mean, it was a horror movie that was just disgusting. It was profane. It was terrible. It was the idea of these teenagers going to this fucking wilderness camp with these fucking shitty counselors that were there to tough love them into being better kids. And it's a nightmare. Like they get fucking literally bad meat as the name of the thing. And it just like, it's not rabies, it's something else, and everything goes real fucking bad real quick.
Yeah.
First half of the movie.
It's like if Provo Canyon, like, went zombie.
Yeah, it was fucking, like, not even, Jesus, zombie. Zombie would be a nice way. Like, it was real fucking, like, the idea behind the movie is brilliant. And like I said, I made Craig watch this because I wanted somebody else to tell me it wasn't just my own fever dream.
Oh, wow. You're like, did I dream this?
It was
I'm adding that to the list.
Well, no, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just me being like, so that's a fucking great idea for a movie, right? Because it was a brilliant idea, and the acting was incredible, and the story was incredible, and they ran out of funding when it was 75% done. 75% of this fucking movie was finished, and then the director was like, well, it's only 25% more. I'll film the rest in my basement.
Wow.
You could feel through the entire movie how good it could have been.
Oh.
It is like just all of it. You're just like, man, I want to know what happens. And then when it gets to the end, you're just like, oh, God damn it, why?
That's more disappointing than a movie that's just like bad from beginning to end. Because at least you can have fun picking apart a movie that's bad from beginning to end. But like a movie that has potential and then lets you down is even worse.
It's sad.
Personally,
it's really sad. No, that's 100%. Because somebody cared about it. They gave a shit. They were concerned with the outcome. And then when the outcome happened, it's either studio interference, actors losing interest, or money just fucking disappearing.
Yeah.
Something we could have had that would have been fucking amazing is just gone forever, and it will never be revisited.
Yeah.
Oh, which, by the way, back to indie horror movies. That's why I like indie horror movies.
Yeah.
I'll watch
it. Anything? We've got some conversations to have.
Yeah. Give me some suggestions. I like the obscure shit. I like the weird stuff. I really love probably one of my favorite genres. I know words.
I'm the one drinking.
Is like psychological thrillers. I love those. That's one of my favorites.
I like a good psychological thriller. Something like Session 9. There's so many now that play psychological thrillers, and I just can't get into them. It's,
there's a way to do it. Like, I love a good mindfuck movie, but like if it's over and I'm still like, if I have to then Google it afterwards, you know what I mean? It's kind of, I like to think I'm not dumb and I pick up on what they're trying to put down. But at the same time, you're like, I don't, this one didn't do it for me. I need to figure this out online.
Well, I've got another bad one for everybody here. And if anyone's seen this, Play Nice. I think that's the name of it. Yvonne DiCarlo. Lillian Munster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a killer Rottweiler movie. Now, when I say it's a killer Rottweiler movie, how would you think at least one character in the movie would get killed?
By the dog. No one gets killed by the dog.
Well, they get killed by the dog, but how does the dog kill his victims?
Ripping somebody's throat out.
That's right.
I was gonna go for like ripping the nuts off because I mean like that's out.
No. That's every Rottweiler, not killer Rottweilers. That's just Rottweilers.
I guess.
It's just Rottweilers.
Yeah, no, that's just how they do.
Does this dog fuck people?
No, I hope not. I didn't see that.
I was gonna say I'm not watching it. If that's the case,
that was cut out. No, there is one thing that I remember and I will never fucking forget. The police detective is investigating the woman. He comes to the house. He's sitting on the couch drinking coffee and interviewing the suspect. And suddenly he starts coughing and he grabs his throat and he falls over and the woman's panicking. She's checking on him. And then you cut to a scene of the dog sitting in the kitchen with a bottle of Drano in his mouth.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The dog, I think, attacked one woman at the very end of the movie, and it's almost all off camera. You just see his kind of lunge toward her, and then the movie ends.
But yeah, because they had to do the close up and the side pile of the fucking stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's very important.
It's like money, and that's why it had to be off camera because of all the.
Do it quick, make the growly noisy. Nobody is going to notice. Fuck you.
Our dog is nice. He won't attack her. I think that was every other thing. It was like some weird shit the dog did to kill the people, and I'm like, what the hell is this? What's going on here? But the dog, I know, was funny. I died laughing.
That's the thing, dude. Movies like that need to exist. They have to exist. It's important.
Yeah. I got that from Vinegar Syndrome, which for a while I was buying almost everything Vinegar Syndrome put out, and that's why it helped fill this huge ass rack behind me. But then you go broke, and you have to stop buying Vinegar Syndrome.
Which, back to streaming too, there is a Vinegar Syndrome streaming site.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I never signed up to it. Never did it. I have a thing. I need horror movies to at least make me be like, I enjoyed that. I have to by the time it's over, I have to be like, that was an hour and a half.
At least have to say to yourself, okay.
Yeah, like I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, that wasn't a waste. I'm getting older, but it was okay to get older that way. I cannot do it with there are so many. Bear in mind, I still think that horror movies, or any type of horror, be it psychological or just straight gore horror, or just however you want to look at it, the last actual bastion of true creativity in Hollywood or making movies is horror movies.
Yeah.
Because there's a crowd there for it, no matter what. There is an audience that's willing to sit. They want to see this shit. I mean, look at fucking Slaughter Vomit Dolls or whatever the fuck that movie was.
Or like the Terrifier movies.
No, the Terrifier movies I fucking love, Craig.
And how they... Yeah, it's like that's I feel like that's on par there.
Well, it's because it's horror movies made for people that like horror movies by people that like horror movies.
Yeah, or like gore hounds, people that are just like they search out the movies that have like
most
the
gore.
glorious stuff. Yeah.
Well, if you look at the original, like with the only reason I discovered Terrifier was off of Netflix, right? The first Terrifier popped up, and it was suggested things I may like based off of other shit I'd watched. And I sat and watched, and I was like, "This is fucking wonderful. Everything about this is great. I love it."
Yeah.
Then the second part came out, and I was like, "I love this too." The third part came out, and we all watched it together, and I was like, holy shit, it's great. All of this is great. Every part of this is great. And there was the gore. Like, there was a lot of fucking nastiness. And, like, Damien Leone goes out of his way to make nasty kills happen.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I love about it.
It is some really atrocious shit. But there's also some fucking lore involved. There's a story there. Granted, it's unfolding, and it's fucking weird, and you can't really piece it all together in one go. But there is the issue that art is evolving into something as he goes on. And there is like each movie, he's trying to top the last. And more importantly, the actual story itself, even though he's been winging it every movie, it's still cohesive. I feel like all of our favorite horror movies, like the Halloween movies, and for the matter, even the Friday the 13th, even the Nightmare on Elm, all of them were sort of the same way. They were like, we can make a sequel, people like it, and they did. And they decided then what the story was going to be.
If only they didn't
I don't think
Halloween into the ground.
Like that's the way it has to end.
Like with some franchises, you're like, just don't run it into the ground. Like let it be what it is. Don't like milk it.
Don't let Busta Rhymes kick somebody in the fucking face.
Yeah,
that was the best movie in the series.
Dude, it is a great. You know what's fucked up about that? I actually do like the movie. I think the movie's fucking wonderful. Only because of how stupid it is. The idea of him being like, nope, I'm too Busta Rhymes, and just fucking going to like, I was like, that's cool. I accept that. That's cool. Yeah, Busta Rhymes can beat Michael Myers in a fucking street fight.
Well, I have a fun story for you. In 2021, I was going up to Atlantic City for a horror convention. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City. And I was going up there.
HorrorCon? The New Jersey HorrorCon?
Yeah. Pretty cut and dry there. Yeah, it was. And I was going up there, and I sat at Miko Hughes' table with him because he didn't have a handler, and I was like, yeah, I can help you. We are together. And I ended up hanging out with Damien Leone and David and the girls and everything over the weekend. And then the con manager was hanging out with us and everything too. And I think it was maybe 2 weeks later, the con manager reached out to me and she said, hey, what are you doing this time? The boys want to know if you're available. Can you come up? And I was like, I worked in an investment firm at the time and they wouldn't let me take off work. So my only thought was, because of the timing of things, it couldn't have been their Grinch movie that they made, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, were they asking me to come up and film a short scene for Terrifier 2? Because she said I needed to be fine with being like bloody and like disgusting and getting nasty. And I was like, cool, 10-4, got it, I'm in. And she was like, they're only gonna need you for 3 days and you're gonna die. And I was like, okay. So I did everything I could to try to get off work for like that Thursday and Friday so I could go up for the weekend, and they just wouldn't let it happen. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that they were maybe asking me to be the bedroom scene. Do you guys know what I'm talking in the beginning?
We're talking about so everybody knows the bedroom scene.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, could that have been me? Like, I'll never know. I will never know. Because it's not like I kept in touch with Damien and David and all that. You know what I mean? So I'm not naive enough to think that when you go to cons, you're actually making friends with like the people in the celebrity room and stuff. I actually happened to actually make friends with Miko though. Like we still talk to this day. And I will never forget my sister going and seeing Terrifier 2, and she goes, "I think I know." And she and she came in, and I was like, "No." So for that reason, I still haven't watched the second one because I'm like, I don't even want to see what it could have been.
If it had been you, then you would have told me no when I asked you to work with me. And so I'm kind of glad you didn't make it.
Oh well, thanks.
Thank your boss. Yeah.
But that would have been a lot of fun. Because I've done other filming where I've been covered in like blood and dirt and all that stuff and having to stab. I've been the murderer in a couple of things. Like it's just a lot. I love it. I love acting. I grew up as a theater kid, so it started with like theater and musicals and just kind of went into all these other things like improv and being Janet in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did you catch that as me? Alan, did you ever catch me as Janet?
I swear to God, a couple of days ago, I was thinking about, because I was there at Scares at Cares when they did Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like, is Heather in that? Because
I was 2 years in a row.
My memory of you and me over the past years is fuzzy. I told you the other day, right? When I first met you, it was like, hi, and then I walked off because I was so fucking drunk. Literally, this is how I met Heather. I was karaokeing. I was drunk as hell. I was about 40 pounds heavier, so I was like, the ultimate dude to be wandering around drunk, hitting on girls. I didn't hit on Heather, honestly. I remember that. But I was singing, and I was singing to Tabby because I knew Tabby, and Tabby's like, this is my friend Heather. And I think there was another Heather there. And I was drunk as fuck, so I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? Then I wandered off and started singing. And I got home, and I'm sober, and I'm like, who's that hot girl I met? And I found her on Facebook, and I friended her, and then we honestly probably never talked.
Oh, yeah.
Years.
It's Facebook stuff and like seeing each other's comments and things for years, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching your videos and shit, but I'm like, I'm not obviously going there. I'm like, oh, dude, I loved your video. Nice. Nice. He's like, nice.
Right?
But I saw you in the fangs, and I'm like, fuck it. And I'm like, you look great in those fangs.
Dude,
I love those things.
Like it so hard.
What?
Like, I like this so hard.
Oh, my God.
That's not just a thumb. That's a fucking hard thumb. Enjoy.
I've always played the pervert at like Horrifying and Scares and Cares way more than I am, and not saying I'm not a dude and I'm not perverted, because I am. I think every guy is perverted one way or the other, but I was never as bad as my performance was, especially when I was drunk. Sometimes I might be worse, but it's just like shit. I honestly, I think I've told you when I saw you in the fangs, I'm like, that's a fucking Hammer girl. For Hammer Horror, I'm like, that's a fucking Hammer girl, and I started calling you my Ingrid Pitt when we talked about doing the cover.
Oh.
And I was talking to a couple of people, and like I said, I feel bad because I feel like the horrible pervert, but like I was talking to an author, and I'm like, I want you in this book, and this is going to be the cover model. She's my Ingrid Pitt. And I look at Ingrid Pitt now, and I'm like, you look absolutely nothing like Ingrid Pitt because her hair is red in most of the movies, but you're still my Ingrid Pitt in this scene. And you need to watch.
I understand the sentiment. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's one or two pictures of Ingrid that look like you. Her hair is a lot lighter, but I watched the other day, and that girl looked like Heather. And it's another Hammer girl. So you're my Hammer girl. And that's why, which this is the first time we even mentioned, but in issue 3, she is going to be on CoverGirl. She's going to be all vamped out, vampire vixen, smoking, red hot.
Are you going to flat the hair for it? Like you were talking, like when I think Hammer Horror and the girls in particular, I always think about
not MC Hammer Horror.
No, just Hammer Horror. When I think Hammer Horror, I think of the girls in particular, especially like the solid part and the ironed straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
which I know is a weird thing to focus on, except for like when you watch all the Hammer Horrors, all of them had the same thing. Even if they had updos, it was after it was fucking straightened, and then they
That's why your picture in the fangs, you had like straightish hair with like this great curl. and Ingrid wears a hairstyle very similar to that. So I think that was kind of what it was, and you kind of favored some of the blonde girls in the films. But your hair, I think I actually sent you a picture. There was a picture of Ingrid, and her hair is straight and it's like curly at the bottom, and it's just like it just hit me, and that's why she's always been my hammer girl.
I think this is a weird.
Thank you.
I just keep wanting to say hammer time, but
I'll show up with my hammer pants. Don't worry.
show up without your pants. I'll be even less worried. I'm sorry, what?
Skids or Z Cabaricis will be appreciated. Make sure to wear them. Make sure they are plaid, parachute style.
Yeah.
Otherwise, will not be considered.
I'll have to perfect my hammer dance.
Can
Can you make the hammer dance sexy? Is there like a way to do that?
Oh, there's somebody out there that can. Absolutely. There's somebody, male, female, somebody.
Just go opposite Pooh Bear and just do hammer pants topless.
I guarantee, so even with TikTok trends, the way they exist today with all the different trends, there is a dude or a girl out there somewhere who's been like, you know what I can bring back?
Hammer pants.
It's weird. I haven't seen any hammer songs on TikTok. I don't know why that's missing.
It's coming. It hasn't shown up yet. It's coming.
It's coming. Heather, me and Heather, we're gonna do that. He's gonna do it. I'm gonna watch.
Oh shit!
Hammer time.
No,
I'm excited. The weird hammer pant thing is what I would really like to see come back. Apparently, I'm more concerned with the fashion. It's important.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The crotchy parachute pants. Like, the crotch has to drop below the knees. That's what makes the fucking dance look cool.
Right, yeah.
Otherwise, it's just somebody doing some weird skippy shit.
I just don't think you could fight in baggy pants like that. And I think that's a whole drawback now.
Jean-Claude Van Damme would argue with you.
Well, that is true. I believe he is similar.
He would argue with you by doing the splits.
Do you guys remember the commercial the car commercial he did?
Yes.
Where he did the splits with the two trucks, and it was to show how like intricate the steering system is in them. It was like two
and the cars
semis.
are driving, and
and they start off next to each other, and he just slowly is like, and his legs just spread, and they're just driving, and he's just out.
How did he become a superstar? How did Jean-Claude Van Damme become a fucking superstar?
By doing the splits in Hollywood around certain parties where people, yeah.
He always I always feel like he would have been the type of person to hang out with Andrew Dice Clay. Does anyone else get that energy?
Yeah.
They look physically not alike, but similar. And I think that's because they have a very similar vibe. They have a very similar personality.
Yeah.
Dice is a little
like the
bit
chip
louder.
on the shoulder kind of thing.
Exactly. Dice is louder, but they both have this like faux Italian street kid vibe going.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have 1,000 Italians that want to kill me.
Yeah, no, not if they know who Andrew.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I think they just people like to tell me they're going to kill me.
With Dice though, like he kind of screwed everything up on his own. This is all right. So weird sort of standpoint. He was hilarious for a certain period of time, but then his crowd became
like Philly fans
into the jokes.
Yeah.
Like it was funny when he was making the jokes. That's what it was. It was funny because it was so absurd. That's why.
Yeah.
And then he started attracting a crowd where it was not absurd to them. They were like, "Fuck yeah, someone's saying it." And then it turned into a whole thing where he's like, "Well, this is my crowd, so that's what I got to do."
Yeah,
he leaned into it.
Yeah, those crowds tend to get bad real quick, and I used to make fun. I used to make fun and think it was humorous to be certain things that are going on now, and people are like serious about that shit, So I backed away from all that, and now I'm just trying to be quiet, mostly.
I legitimately don't know what you can make fun of anymore. I'm not 100% sure, and bear in mind, I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm saying that we're at a place where it requires more thought.
Yeah,
that's what I'm afraid to say, because I had a friend, and the friend was an adult, he was Jewish, and he was like, "Let's do this, it'd be funny." I'm like, "Oh God, that would be so funny." And then now it's like, oh shit, there's no way in hell I'm doing that, and I don't even want to talk about that anymore. But back then, which is like maybe 10 years ago, I'm like, oh, that's going to be so fucking funny. And
whatever it is,
would have been
fucking hilarious.
So there's too many people walking around in like brown shirts and waving their hands and shit now. That's like, no.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? If you get to a point where, if you are saying something that you find amusing and you are surrounded by a group of people that think it's fucking funny too, but the joke that you're telling is also broadcast to a bunch of people that are like, that's not funny. That's just fucking mean.
Yeah. There is a difference.
There's a point where you have to consider what you're saying. And bearing in mind, funny shit is funny shit. I mean, I laugh at shock humor just as fast as anybody else does.
Yeah.
It's not, but like if you have a moment to think about it, and at the end of that thought, you're like, I bet somebody would be angry about that.
When I started working for a children's charity, I said no more jokes about kids. And it was the kind of the dead baby jokes and this baby jokes. But I'm like,
I don't tell them anymore ever since I had one.
Yeah, it's a similar thing. And so I just like no more kid jokes. And I stood with that. And I don't think I've told any more kid jokes. And if I have, it's like one of those moments when I'm drunk and forget.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely, and they were hilarious. By the way, dead baby jokes were fucking hilarious.
They're funny.
Yeah. Do you remember the Family Guy episode where I'm just a prom night, just a baby?
I knew you were going there.
He's like swinging his umbilical cord. Like, there's like that shit's funny. It just
funny
is.
As hell.
Most of the time,
Also,
my
like,
dark
it's a
humor,
different
I'll
time.
apply it to myself. So like a joke that I'm not going to get into things right, but a couple summers ago, I was dating a guy and he died, but it was a motorcycle accident. And I was talking to my dad. One of the best ways for me to get through hard times is always going to be humor.
Yep.
And I was just sitting talking with my dad one night, and I was like, Dad, imagine a year from now, I'm casually dating, and my date says, hey, if you don't mind me asking, how'd your last relationship end? And I will just simply say he ghosted me.
Oh shit! That's fucking fun. That's funny.
That's good.
That is
legitimately
That's
funny.
so funny.
And when I tell that joke to someone that doesn't laugh, I'm like, you're not my people.
Like, I want to laugh at that, but at the same time, I'm like, oh no, I'm not.
No, that was my mom's reaction. My dad thought it was funny as fuck, but my mom, I told her, and she just went, oh. And I said, that joke was wasted on you.
It's not anything negative. It's kind of like, I guess because we've known each other so shortly, actually. I've known you forever, but at the same time, we've only known each other for what, like a year or two.
Not long enough to go.
And, we talked about this a little bit on the phone, and I'm just like, geez, I don't know what to say other than,
no one ever knows what to say, but it's okay. It took a lot of therapy, and like I said, I've always
lots of jokes.
Tried to be humorous about my pain, because otherwise it'll swallow you up.
Yep.
Well, just seriously, that's just fucking funny.
But that's a good fucking. Thank you. It's a good joke.
That's fucking
hilarious joke, and I'm still sitting here like, do I laugh now?
It's a fucking movie. In
The look, the feel, the sound, so real.
The AK Centerfire, automatic water weapon, batteries not included, with up to 30 feet of firing power, an extra clip for reloading, a shoulder strap for moving out. There's also the M16 rifle, the sidekick pistol, the RPG rocket water launcher, the AK Centerfire.
The look, the feel, the sound, so real. Entertainment.
Hi, Ernie. Hi, Ernie. Hey, you're a cookie.
That popular Keebler cookie named E.L. Fudge. That's E as in everybody, L as in loves, fudge.
Pleased to meet you.
Rich, buttery shortbread cookies shaped like an elf, then dipped in smooth, creamy fudge. Everybody's gonna love E.L. Fudge.
I never met an elf with cookie I didn't like.
That's E as in everybody, L as in loves, fudge. E.L. Fudge cookies from Keebler. You'll love them.
Seriously? It's time to get in the fence. Holy fuck.
What time does the elephant sit on the fence?
No. What time is it when an elephant sits on your fence? It's time to get a new fence.
No, I haven't heard that. It's the hair.
It's
Yeah,
the
that's
hair.
fair, but it's legitimately.
And the fact the hair is blonde, that's the problem.
I know.
Yeah, but it's dyed. It's not the same.
Have
That's
you
not
had
the-
there?
not the same thing.
So what did the egg say to the boiling water?
Oh, fuck me, what?
You're gonna have to give me a minute to get hard. I just got laid by a chick.
I know that guy.
I love dad jokes. Man, I love dad jokes so much. Cheesier shit is, the better for me. I love it.
Literally walking through the hospital the other night, and one of the nurses had been lifting an O2 tank, and she's like, yeah, I got it up here. And a little bit later, I came in with the O2 tank, and I was like tossing it up, trying to get it to balance above my head. And I walked up, and I'm like, I almost got it up. And she's like, yeah, I know.
That's what she said.
That is, you know what? If there wasn't a moment where at least 4 people didn't show up and be like, you're working in the wrong fucking place. Go find another hospital. That is you're in the wrong hospital.
It would have been funnier if the tank was still above my head and came crashing down.
No. Someone should have been like, "Are you hurt?" And then 3 other people should have been like, "You didn't get it up." It should have been fucking hilarious.
Oh, we all like fell out, seriously, and I was totally not expecting it.
That's the way. Well, I mean, that's the way good humor works. That's the reason why a popsicle joke works.
Yeah, just like no one was expecting Bigfoot with a dick in his hand.
Yeah, no, I expect that now because that is how Bigfoot exists. In my mind, by the way, in Kentucky, there is a fucking Sasquatch wandering around with a fucking dildo. That's what's happening in my head.
I was expecting
that's my Bigfoot. You know how people are like, not my print or not my whatever. You know how people are doing that. From now on, I'm like, that's my Bigfoot. From now, like when I'm Bigfoot, he has a severed dick in his hand forever.
He made a what was the
Willow Creek?
Yes, perfect. Fucking horrifying. And now all I can do is picture that dude with a fucking dick in his hand while he's killing people.
Oh yeah, the Bigfoot with the dick in his hand had absolutely nothing to do with me asking Heather to be the model on the Bigfoot issue.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, maybe she wants to do that.
You know what? Just as a joke, though, we'll have to put like somewhere in one of the photos. You'll have to Easter egg the little barefoot or the little
dude. He's gonna have to be the
Sasquatch figurine.
You're gonna have to like if you could have somehow or another put him on a little fucking pedestal and just had just half of him like sort of sitting up right here in the frame with no explanation. We never would have referred. I never would have talked about it. I wouldn't have referred to it. I wouldn't have even like there's a fucking Bigfoot with a dick.
You can see the dick. It's and I literally went in and got this off. It's on my bar in the living room because I want everyone to see it when they come in. I want everyone to say, "Damn, that Bigfoot got a dick in his hand."
It's a conversation piece.
Exactly. Like, why is Bigfoot holding that?
Somebody should enter a room. There's no time where somebody should enter a room where that is not the first thing out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Or in their mouth.
Hey.
Thank you. I completely forgot what we were fucking talking about, but I guess I can get. I'm just gonna have to buy a fake dick now for the photo shoot.
Way to do it too.
But when we get censored and like call, and half of my friends that know Heather's just like delete me, but that's okay because everyone does eventually.
What if? Oh my god! I just had like this huge idea right here, right now.
That's scary.
What if instead of like a ghillie suit, we put me in like some kind of Sasquatch suit, and we find a dick, fake one, fake one, flat. You know where I'm going with this. And we'll just like nasty up and bloody up and make the end of it fleshy, and I can just like I'll be like a sexy Sasquatch every day.
I started true story that I never told Heather. I've never told y'all because I've never told y'all before. I was trying to write Bigfoot erotica for a while.
I love it.
I still got part of it as such.
Well, please email that to me.
I will. I'm thinking of you for the lead role.
If you just carry through with that, touch on me. I'm an illustrator.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
That's important. Seriously, get back in touch with me. I will pack Bigfoot with a dick. I have a model to do it from.
Networking.
I just love that line.
Networking in action.
That would be my motto. If I had a website, that would happily draw a Bigfoot with a dick.
That's what you guys want to do, because I'll go with a dick.
Songwriter and these songs about Bigfoot ripping off dicks. I'm your guy.
But we're in this.
Two models.
Oh.
One dressed as Bigfoot and the other one as like a fucked up severed dick.
Oh, God. I love your demented mind. I do. God damn it.
A random hopping bloody phallus around a Bigfoot that looks happy about it's weird.
I have
that makes it everybody.
I have a picture somewhere
like this is here for
who was wearing a dick costume in Atlanta at a convention. It was like a dick and two balls. Well, not his balls, but the suit's balls were, I hope not his balls, were on his feet.
Okay.
His feet?
Yeah, his feet were in the balls. It was like balls.
Oh, you got him. You got him.
I was drunk. A picture with you.
Oh my God. I'd pass him in the hall and I'd be like, hey, good to see you, Dick. How you been?
On that note, we're going to have to start tying it up here. So if you guys have anything you want to plug, your chance, camera's yours.
Have upcoming. Any
We didn't talk about any of it.
We have saying we because Heather is much more than a cover model.
Jesus Christ.
We don't have an official title for her yet. I call her stupid bitch sometimes, but that's not official.
I'll answer to anything. It's fine.
I know. Thank you for smiling because it was a joke. We are releasing our first issue of Captain Creepy's Tome of Terror on 420. Original horror fiction, movie reviews, beautiful cover girl. And rumor has it that the issue is the most beautiful of any of the ones on the covers yet. I don't know who she is. We've referred to her by a friend.
I've only got one wig, man. Don't fucking sell it.
She is her issue is actually a vampire specific issue, vampire short stories, vampire pictures, and all that fun shit. But that's coming up 420, the first issue. And like I said, I contacted her about being a cover model, and she wants to be more involved with the magazine. So that's a conversation we're going to have very soon about exactly what she's going to be more involved in. And like this, I mean, shit, if she wants to go on podcast with me or without me, and just line, that's acceptable, I guess. But that's all I got to plug. I started to turn that. Is there anything you want to plug into a dirty joke? But I'm like, no, that's all right.
No, and I guess the issue that I'm featured in will be
the plug thing. There's a fucking joke in there somewhere.
There is.
I swear to God, like it's right.
When you say, is there anything you'd like to plug? And I'm like, well.
No, you said, yeah, there's a fucking, like, something dirty. And then immediately I was like, oh, there's a joke. There's a fucking joke.
Something, someone, something.
And I feel.
And I have a dick handy.
I guess.
Never mind.
Anyone said it, but I guess the issue that I'm featured in is going to be the Halloween issue too.
Yeah,
cool.
So it will be right at the cusp of all of the creepy shit.
And they have three short stories by published authors. Mm-hmm. One of the authors, it's the only story I don't have yet. He is a doctor of speculative fiction, I believe. He teaches in England or one of those countries across the water, England, somewhere like that. No, England. And he is going to actually use the magazine in his class, he said, with his students. So the other one is a published author who has published several short stories and directed at least 2 films. And the other has published several short stories. So we're just going all out on this issue because it's going to be the one that we're presenting at horror conventions early next year, which unless Heather is horribly angry at me by then, she's going to be my table guest, I hope, still. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though she keeps rejecting every costume design I send to her. I'm like, look, this one has 2 strings and a button. You can wear this.
Right.
Oh, so
that's one string than the last one I sent you.
What? No.
It's sleepwear. 2 strings and a button. That's what is that not sleeper? That's sleep.
When a button goes up your ass.
It's basically pajamas.
Nobody said my wife fucking hates it.
Heather, do you have anything else you want to plug before we get going?
No, I mean, because you guys live, where are you guys at?
Craig and I are in Pennsylvania. Jason's in Georgia.
Oh, okay. So I do every October. I'm already gearing up for it now. I'm the acting coordinator for a haunt that we have here, the Norfolk Haunted Temple. So I end up in charge of like 40 actors, placing them, going over characterization with them, and then on the actual haunt nights, I have a receiver that I sit next to, and I have cameras so that I can watch everything that's going on inside.
Craig, this is your thing. We should have talked about this way earlier.
Yeah. I'm basically just putting out small fires all night.
Craig is a haunt actor. It's his thing. He waits for it all year long. He fucking loves it.
Yeah, that's what sequel episodes are for.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what he does. That's his whole thing. Like he talks to us the entire time. He's like,
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think this is my 5th year doing it now.
Yeah, I mean, if things keep going well, I'm going to have to get up and see it.
Yeah, we run it typically, it depends on the year, but we run it for 3 or 4 weekends, like over the month of October. So if you can get down here at some point during that month, then yeah.
Cool.
That'd be good.
Well, thanks for joining us in the Geek Den. I hope you guys had fun. We had a good time, and we definitely want you to come back, and we have a lot more to talk about because we didn't talk about a lot that we wanted to talk about. So.
I would love to come back, and I can't speak for Heather. I would love to come back.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would too. Thanks for having us. This is great fun.
Thanks for being on.
Once again, any show that you guys have ever been to where you were waiting for the guys that you went there to see to come on, that's what this show is about. It's 100% a fucking conversation in between sets.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because like we were supposed to touch on some other shit and we didn't. Not even a little bit. It's cool that we briefly touched on the haunt thing.
Yeah.
Greg, God damn it, Greg, you could have gotten in on that. Happy.
Well, we can always come back. We can set up something else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, talk to Craig. We'll get you all set up, and we'll get on. But
this was a fucking great night. This was a good time. It was
fun.
This was a good time. All right, I think that's it. Everybody, have a great night, and we're gonna get going.
See you.
Thanks.
Into the woods because Bigfoot dick off.
I'll snatch it right out.
Creepy crawlers! They're squirmy and wormy and purple and green. The grossest little creatures that you've ever seen. Creepy crawlers! Build a monster mold with the colored plastic goop and make a creepy crawler from a yucky monster soup. They're ucky, yucky, squirmy, wormy, very scary, sometimes hairy, squiggly, wiggly, creepy crawling. Creepy crawlers! Gross out your sister, embarrass your dad. You can be a little creep without being bad.
Creepy Crawler's Workshop with Plastic Goof. It's sometime in the future. The ultimate challenge.